Hi, this is Elizabeth Zunon, illustrator of Poems in the Attic by Nikki Grimes. When I was illustrating this book, the color choices for the artwork actually came from real objects that I found in my home that I use as inspiration for every page. For example, the box that the little girl finds the poems in is actually modeled after a real box that came from the house that my mother grew up in. Another example is the shirt that the mom is wearing when she's putting her poems into this box comes from the shirt that was one of my favorite shirts as a little girl. White shirt with pink and turquoise flowers. As you can notice, I use a lot of pink in my illustrations. What made me want to illustrate this book was that I could identify with both of the characters. I could identify with the little girl who finds the poems that her mom wrote, because when I was about 19, my grandma gave me some postcards that my mom had written when she was 19. So when I read these postcards, it made me understand my mom as a young 19-year-old girl, because up to that point, I had only known my mom as my mom. I could also identify with the mother's character in this book, the mother who moves around to different places. I was born in the United States, in Albany, New York, but I lived in West Africa, in the Ivory Coast, until I was about 12 years old. So I could identify with having to pick up and move and say goodbye to all of your friends and start your life over in a brand new place. And I think that growing up in Africa influenced my style of illustrations, because in Africa a lot of people wear very bright, colorful, patterned clothing as their everyday clothes walking down the street, and that's something that I really miss living in very cold upstate New York, and that's something that I try to bring into all of the illustrations that I create, is bright, colorful, happy patterns and colors that kind of take me back to a warm place. I did not find it very difficult to draw from the two perspectives of the little girl and the mother. I knew that I had to show their different perspectives in the way that I created their illustrations. For example, all of the pages that have the little girl reading poems, they're all created with paint and collage. Pieces of cut paper and fabric that I cut into different shapes and glued onto my illustration. So when you see the little girl, you see collage. To separate her story from her mother's story, when I illustrated the pages with the mother, since they're all memories, I did not use collage. I used only paint to create all of the effects in the illustration. So all of the patterns and the designs and all of the elements in the illustrations that have the mom only have paint and no collage. And that's how I differentiated the little girl's story from the mom's story. If I had any advice to give to young illustrators, I would say keep experimenting and keep trying new things. Even things that you think you're not very good at. When I was just starting to create art, I was afraid of using collage. I was afraid of trying to use different elements like paper and ribbon and fabric into my art, because I thought it wouldn't look very good all jumbled together. It would look like a mess. But the more that I tried to experiment with it, the more that I had fun. And I realized the more that I have fun, the more confident I am in creating artwork that I'm proud of and that I'm happy to show other people. So my advice is keep trying, keep experimenting, and have fun. I hope you enjoy the book. Thank you.